Hey, what is up guys? Matt here from the Toasty Bros, and I'm here with another PC build. Now this PC build is special because we are doing a client PC build. One of you viewers out there, specifically Gamma Comics, which is his YouTube username, decided to reach out to us on our Facebook page and ask us to build him a PC. And this right here is all the parts he picked out for his system, and we said we'd be more than happy to throw the system together and benchmark it, because this PC that he chose, while be it is a little bit pricey and some of the part selection is a little bit unique, it's going to look really good in the end. So how about we get right into the build?
This video is brought to you by Gamidas and their P2 optical switch keyboard. With its smooth RGB lighting and awesome build quality, the Gamidas P2 delivers a gaming keyboard meant to take your gaming to the next level. If you're interested, check the link down below to learn more.
Now, as far as pricing goes for this PC, it's anywhere between $1,100 to $1,200 depending on where you purchase the parts. I will leave up-to-date prices in the description down below, but keep in mind, all the parts in this PC were put together by the person who wanted me to build the PC, and this was chosen perfectly. I did give him my guidance, and this system right here is exactly what he wanted to go with, so we were more than happy to build it for him. Now for the CPU, we have the Ryzen 7 1700, which I managed to snag him a deal for only $179 on Newegg. This is an 8-core 16-threaded CPU that's going to be cooled very nicely by the cooler right here, which is the Cryorig H7 Lumi Edition, which is an RGB version of the Cryorig H7, which is going to be able to allow us to overclock this 1700 to upwards of 3.9, probably 4 gigahertz, and be able to get really good performance. Now, as far as the motherboard goes for this system, we went with an X470 motherboard. Now, yes, we are using a first-gen Ryzen CPU on an X470 motherboard, mainly because we wanted easy upgradability for him if he does choose to upgrade in the future, and X470 is the latest chipset, and this was a really nice motherboard aesthetic that did match the case that's going to be used in this build and the kind of color scheme that we're going with, which is RGB with some white and black accents. Now the GPU, as I mentioned, does fit that color scheme as well. This is the GeForce GTX 1063 gig. Now you can get these things on the used market readily available for around $150 to $160 now, and this one right here was bought new and it's kind of just been sitting around until this build. But it does come with a white cooler and it does match the aesthetic of this build, and 1063 gig is more than enough power to play games at 1080p high settings. And the person who I'm building this PC for did tell me that he plans on upgrading to something from the 2000 series later on once that lineup releases, and he kind of gets an idea of what benchmarks are going to be like. So this is kind of like his starter GPU, and he may upgrade it to something like a 2080 or 2080 Ti when the time comes. Now, as far as RAM goes, the guy wanted something pretty flashy. I don't blame him. This is 16 gigabytes of Corsair RGB memory, the Vengeance memory, at 3000 megahertz. 3000 megahertz is plenty for Ryzen. It's actually pretty optimal to have 3000 megahertz, and it is a white kit of memory with RGB lighting, again matching this aesthetic really nicely. Now it is 16 gigs of RAM, so you know it's gonna be pretty pricey, so you do have to do some due diligence of deal hunting if you want to look at a deal for 16 gigs of RAM. But right now the go-to price that I've seen for 16 gigs of memory and even some RGB memory is around $150 US, which isn't half bad, but definitely could be a lot better. Now, as far as storage goes, we have a 500 gigabyte Samsung Evo SSD right here, which is going to be great for the boot drive, and also a 1 terabyte hard drive from Seagate for mass storage. He can put all his games on this 1 terabyte hard drive, and he has this 500 gigabyte SSD to allow him to have really fast boot times and load some optimal programs in games that he really wants to get fast load times with. So this combo right here turned out to be pretty damn solid. Now, I did mention this case is primarily focused on aesthetics, with performance being somewhere in the middle there. Now, this PC does come with some cable extensions that we got from Fantex. I actually use these cable extensions in my personal rig build vlog. If you want to see that, hit the eye in the top right corner. But this is a full sleeved kit of just white cables, which is going to look really clean in this PC. And also to accommodate that RGB, we got two products from Asia Horse, which are RGB fans and an RGB LED strip, which is kind of hiding behind here. Let's see if I can grab it real quick. Here's the LED strip, and then this pack right here of Asia Horse fans, which Asia Horse makes some really good budget RGB fans. Now, as you can tell right here, we are building inside the NZXT S340 Elite, a case that I haven't had the pleasure of building in yet, but I have always loved the NZXT aesthetic. This is the matte white version, which you probably guessed, because it's going to fit this entire design, and I'm really excited to see how the system looks once we put it all together, put some RGB strips in there, and show off that tempered glass side panel with some really nice PC parts. Now, this video is going to be primarily a time lapse of me just going through and building the system, because I don't have Jackson around to help me out with this one. But what we're going to be doing is putting it together, doing some slight benchmarks, and then a conclusion of this PC, along with more discussion about how you can get us to help you build a PC. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the time lapse.
Somewhere above the city lights, you're falling in love. Still aware, you know it is true that you were lost and this is a clue. Love is forever, love is forever. To believe you gotta let go. Light as a feather, light as a feather. Lucid dreaming over Tokyo. Love is forever, love is forever. Love is forever, love is forever. With the music still in your ears, you're on your way to conquer your fears. In this dream of your own desire, there is someone calling your name. Love is forever, love is forever. To believe you gotta let go. Light as a feather, light as a feather. Lucid dreaming over Tokyo. Love is forever. Love is forever. Love is forever. To believe you gotta let go. Lucid dreaming over Tokyo. Just close your eyes. And when you wake up, you know what you need to do. Just close your eyes. Someone's been waiting for you. Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes.
When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things you took from me, I know that I am so much better, better. When I look at what I've done, now that we're apart, when I look at what I've won, I've come so far. I know I'm so much better off, and baby, you don't belong. I could feel it in my bones. There was something going on, that shade of doubt hanging around that old. 'Cause darling, there is nothing right when all you seem to do is lie. Those days are gone. I'm walking tall while you're alone.
Alright guys, so now that the PC build is finished, let's go over some benchmarks real quick. I decided to test this PC in games like Fortnite, PUBG, and Rust, mainly because, well, I didn't have a ton of time to benchmark it because I had to send this PC out to the person who I built it for the next day, and also those represent most of the popular titles that people are going to be playing on hardware like this. Now games like Fortnite and PUBG, over high settings, you are going to get a really playable experience. In PUBG, you do have to drop some of the post-processing down to like medium instead of all maxed out, but you do get a well over 60 60 FPS experience. And Rust is, well, Rust. It's a game that a lot of people are playing now, and on pretty good graphical settings, you can see that you get favorable results. Now yes, we did build this system for a viewer, and if you are interested in us building you a system, potentially, please check the link in the description down below to our Facebook page. We can talk about possibly putting a build together for you, and we can discuss pricing and that such. We really try to do this because we can produce content on the channel around PC builds, and if we can work with you on helping you build a PC at a very favorable cost, and also be able to make content around it, it's a win-win situation because we know how much you all love PC builds on this channel. Now, if you want up-to-date pricing on all the parts for this PC, links will be located in the description down below. As mentioned before, we secured some really awesome deals for my friend over here for this PC, and prices are going to be different in the description down below because there were some flash sales on stuff like the Ryzen 1700, the motherboard, CPU cooler, and all that sort of stuff. So please check links in the description down below to get up-to-date pricing. And also while you're down there, please look at the GamiDas Hurries P2, the sponsor of today's video. It's a really awesome optical switch mechanical keyboard that I highly recommend you check out. With RGB lighting and incredible build quality, it could end up being a great upgrade for your setup. And that wraps this video up here, guys. If you like this video, leave a like down below and comment RGB in the comment section down below if you made it this far. Let me know what you think about this PC. I think it turned out really good. I really like the RGB aesthetic of this PC, and I'm a big fan of those Asia Horse RGB strips and RGB fans. Definitely going to be implementing those in a couple of budget builds coming up on the channel very shortly, so be sure you're subscribed for that. And speaking of subscribing, if you aren't already, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification to know when every single video goes live. Sometimes our videos don't hit sub boxes, and that's just a YouTuber problem, but we want to make sure you all see the videos that you want to see, so please hit that bell notification if you do feel so inclined to do so. Thanks again, guys. Hope to see you all in the next video. Peace out.